Hi to all the aspiring and emerging artists. Thank you so much for being at the workshop and for getting as much information as you can about what it is to tour on the road. It's going to be an incredible workshop, and there's an amazing number of people that have a huge wealth of information to share with you about how you can successfully tour.
Hi, my name is Dave, and I am a member of the Brothers Landreth. We're a Roots Americana act from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, and we've been a band for the better part of 3 years. We started off as sidemen playing other people's music, and eventually parlayed that into a career playing our own music after spending a bunch of time on the road backing up a bunch of really great artists from Canada and beyond. To the young, aspiring, emerging artists out there, I would encourage you to ask a lot of questions, and really you should have a good idea of what you want to get out of it. If you want to make a bunch of money, you're in the wrong business. You won't, I'm sorry to say. If you want to be famous, you're in the wrong business, because you'll never be famous enough, you'll quickly discover. If you could be a doctor and play music on the weekends, maybe you should. But if you wake up in the morning and you cannot do anything else, then this may just be the life for you. And it is a very rich and rewarding one, but it is challenging, and it does require a lot of hard work, and especially getting started, persistence, and you have to have an amazing amount of conviction. And you have to truly believe that what you're doing is valuable and worthwhile, because nobody will believe you when you start. You will have to convince every single one of them, and you will have to beat them over the head, and you will have to, be incredibly persistent. But things do build, and things will catch on for you, hopefully.
When someone calls you or emails you, get back to them as soon as possible. Don't make them wait 2 or 3 weeks. A lot of the people on these arts councils that you'll be touring to, they are volunteers. They have full-time jobs in other aspects of their community, and they are working overtime and volunteering huge numbers of hours to create artistic experiences for their community. And so remember that if they don't get back to you right away, that they have other lives. And I think it's really important to recognize that the amount of volunteer councils that there are in British Columbia is huge. Don't be an asshole. I can't tell you the number of stories I've heard of people that showed up acting like divas, and really, just don't do it. Stay far away from that path, as far away as you can, because really we're all just there to have fun, and they want to have fun. They want you to enjoy their community, and you want them to enjoy your show. So don't be a jerk. And if you're not a jerk, they might invite you back, or they might tell other people, other arts communities about you, and ask you to come and perform in their communities. Find out as much as you can about the community, about the people that have hired you. Find out who they are and what they do in their lives. One of the things I think is so important about touring is really it's about building relationships, and it's about working together with the local arts council on bringing the story or the music that you have to share with people. And one of the best ways to do that successfully is to find out as much as you can about who these people are and where you're going and what their community is like. A lot of arts councils talk to one another, and when a show has been successful within their community, they are your best advertisement when it comes to where you might go next. So again, don't be a jerk, and you might get hired again.
I'm Champagne Sparkles from the Cheesecake Burlesque Review in Victoria, BC. We've been together for 9 years and touring for 8. My first bit of advice would be, when you're planning your tour, to know exactly what your technical requirements are. To know what sound, lights, and special effects you're going to have. You're going to be going from venue to venue, and so it won't be like your home venue. It'll be different every show. And you need to be able to communicate exactly what you need, at least your minimum requirements, before you go on the road. So having cue sheets or some kind of technical writer that you can provide to the theater ahead of time before you do your show. If you can possibly get it into your budget, to bring your own stage manager, someone who can communicate between you and the technicians. This really helped for us in terms of bringing the magic to the stage. They were able to bring our vision onto the stage much more than we were when we were trying to communicate directly with the technicians as performers.
You're going to have to be your own booking agent. You're going to have to be your own accountant. You're going to have to be your band's manager and your team leader. But if you can pull it all off, or somebody in your band can fill those separate roles, then you might just be off to the races.
Yeah, the other thing that I think is important to know is really being aware of how long it's going to take you to travel from show to show, and also what those monetary costs are. So really doing your research ahead of time so that you're able to get that money compensated for when you're arranging your bookings. But also being aware of what the travel time is, one, so that you get enough rest between shows, because you aren't going to get enough sleep after the shows, that's for sure. And also in case anything goes wrong along the way. What I love about being on tour is that I get to travel with my troupe mates. There's 13 of us, probably about 10 of us on the road at any one time. So we get to have these really great, intense relationships. So we get to perform over and over our show, so it gets tighter and more vibrant every time. And I also love that we get to meet audience members and community members as we travel from town to town. So we get to do workshops with them, and we also meet audience after the show. And I love bringing our art form to them and getting their reaction back. My first specific contact was extremely stressful. I had no idea what I was in for, and I wasn't sure how to represent the fabulousness of 13 sparkly women as one person. So what I decided to do is I would go in drag the whole weekend. That means I had my full burlesque makeup, hair, and costumes on for the entire Pacific Contact. So from 9 in the morning until we shut down the hospitality suite every day. 4 costume changes, glitter at 9 a.m. It was crazy, and but I was memorable. And on top of that, I was asked to do the pitch and perform. I had no idea what that was. So got a little bit of advice from a couple of my mentors at the BC Touring Council. And what I discovered was I had 5 minutes to sell our show. So how was I going to do that? I don't normally speak on stage, so this truly was one of the most terrifying performances I've ever done in my life. What I ended up doing was going up on stage with my feather fans and full regalia, giving a quick spiel about our show, giving a little bit of a peek from the feather fans, and then telling them if they wanted to book us, telling them if they wanted to see the rest, then they would have to book the show.
And make sure to remember to have fun, and it's going to be stressful, and there's going to be days where you just want to go home, but just remember that this is probably what you want most, or I know for us it's what we wanted most in the world, to be able to tour across the country and share a story that we've created. But there are, even though you're doing exactly what you want to do, there's going to be days where you wish you were home. And try and enjoy every moment of touring, whether it's a good moment or a bad moment, because they all kind of make up a beautiful picture of what touring is and being on the road. And it's an incredible, beautiful, and enlightening and rewarding experience, and I hope you do it for many, many years to come.
Life on the road is really something. There's nothing quite like it. The places you see and the places you will see and the people you'll meet and the things that you'll be able to experience are really special and really unique. And it is a very blessed experience, a very blessed way to live if you are fortunate enough and hardworking enough to see it through. So good luck to you.